Son Haskins really seems like he's come on and averaging over 7 yards a carry. How has he progressed in your eyes, and has there been any kind of struggle for him having switched from running back to linebacker and back and forth or anything like that?
He's been good at both as far as playing linebacker, playing running back, then linebacker, now running back. Played both in high school. He's been good at both here. We felt he could help the team the most at running back, and his progression has been ascending each and every week. First started seeing some wow type of plays in practice, and now we've seen him in the games consistently getting better and better. This last game was he had a great game, over 100 yards along with Zach Charbonnet. But his ability to see holes, sink his hips, get yards after contact was really showed up in this last game. He was one of our two offensive players of the game, along with Shea Patterson. Yeah, to answer your question, he's been good at both, and he's really ascending as a running back without question.
John Gordon.
I was going to ask about him too, but when I guess I would ask about this series with Penn State. The home team has had a decided advantage. What's essential to going in there and being able to have a chance to come out with a win?
Yeah, right. Playing good football. They're an excellent football team. They're fast, very athletic, very strong in all phases. Going there and playing our best football. My experience is the better team usually wins. So it's a challenge we're very excited about.
On the left, Larry.
Obviously, starting with Penn State, but you've got quite a stretch of games here for this team to chase its goals. Talk about the opportunity you have here with kind of a tremendous schedule coming up.
Yeah, when we're this is the most important game. The next game, that's that one game at a time approach is the way we're looking at it, and we certainly have that opportunity this week. We want to prepare for it, but there's an excitement to it. There's a bounce in the step of everybody in our team. Felt we accomplished what we wanted to this past week, which was win the game and improve as a football team. And now onward. Have at it.
Rainer.
With I assume when you were looking at Josh Gattis, the first time you caught wind of him was probably at Penn State. What did you like about maybe what Penn State's offense did under Joe Moorhead, and maybe some of the things that he learned there?
I was actually at Western Michigan. Is when Josh Gattis first caught my attention, and then Vanderbilt, and then Penn State, and then Alabama. Just his track record of success was in developing players, in offensive innovation, and the kind of coach and teacher that he is what I've always been impressed with. Now, getting to work with him, all those things have been validated, and he's a tremendous coach at the highest level.
Is there something about
in my opinion
that you liked that they did in particular? I mean, is there do they marry the pro style with some of the spread a little bit more than maybe some other kind of spread attacks?
Yes, it's a spread system with a West Coast passing emphasis, no huddle, and multiple various running schemes as well.
On the left, Aaron.
I think kind of touched on it, but do you like the progress you've seen from the run game through 6 weeks from where it was at the beginning of the year?
Yes.
How so? What do you like about it?
Offensive line play is really getting consistent and gelling, and playing with a style of play that is physical, smart, and tough. Our tight ends have also are playing extremely well. The quarterback is, I felt like, he's been the best quarterback on the field in each and every game. I feel, he's a winner. He's tough. He makes great decisions. Again, accented in this past game. That was when to run, when to throw. Giving ourselves the best chance to win. Just he's so competitive and good. The receivers as well. I mean, they're each week. I mean, they're more involved with the running game in terms of the style of play and the blocking. And the running backs are ascending as well. So, yeah, the progress. Those are the things I like about the ascension, the improvement of our running game.
On the left there, Nick.
Jim, Larry mentioned earlier the schedule gets pretty intense here coming up. Are you guys in that playoff mode you talked about before, where you know what's in front of you, you got to kind of do the work to get where you want to go?
Yeah, I guess you could use whatever analogy you want. I mean, we're locked with a laser-like focus on this game, 1 week at a time.
On the right here, Ethan.
Jim, what did someone like Josh Uche have to do to go from mainly third down pass rushing role last year to someone playing every down, and covering more often, being on defense more often?
Well, he's always really demonstrated the ability to do that. Being a full-time player as a linebacker has required him to drop in coverage, and he's done that and improved on those skills. The pass rushing, he's something that he loves and is really good at. 5 tackles in this past game. You really have to call him one of the defensive players of the game as well. 3 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. He's always been very productive in that area, and feel he's just improving on his overall understanding of the game, and his toolbox is growing.
Where do you most see that improvement, just in his understanding?
I see it mostly in the variations he has now in his pass rush. I mean, he has speed, and then he has a counter to that. He's got a bull rush, and he's also incorporated a speed to power move, where he shows speed around the edge and switches to power on the tackles, and then he has a touch and go move, where he touches, makes it look like a bull, and then turns that to speed. And he's got so that's where I've seen it, the growing of his toolbox.
Austin.
Jim, you've talked about feeling like your team was close, seeing the evidence that you were moving in the right direction. Realistically, how much better do you think you'll need to play in the second half of the season, given the caliber of the opponents you're going to face?
Well, this week we're going to have to play our best, the best that we're capable of. Penn State is a heck of a good football team.
Nick.
We talked a little bit about Cam Drone's play after, but that's 2 or 3 weeks in a row now where he's really accelerated. Where did that kind of come from? Has that been a steady thing since camp? Have you seen more and more each week, or is he just recently kind of come on last month?
Well documented. He was about midway through camp. I mean, there was some. Wow, the physical part of the game was eye-opening. He was challenged in that area, and the response was almost immediate and physical, and his ability to, his speed, his athleticism, his running ability. And then, since he's been playing, he's playing great football. The thing that's really showed up that you didn't know was how good his instincts are. His instincts, and what he sees in terms of play developing, pulling guards, diagnosing the scheme, and then off and running using his natural ability. But he's extremely smart. He's extremely instinctive, and that is what has shown the last 4 or 5 games since he's been playing steadily. The play he made, to turn the momentum with a big exclamation point back to our football team after the 75-yard drive and the 4th down pickup, to come right back and make the play he did, where he defeated the blocker, got to the quarterback, got him grabbed, and then punching the ball out. I mean, that's a big time play. And that shifted it back again. You're seeing the instincts on darn near every down.
You see some of that instinct when you recruit him, but is it even surprising you now that it's ratcheting up a little bit?
It's great to see. It's great to see. I mean, imagine anybody making a jump from high school to college or college to pro. You have evidence of it, and then you confirm it and see it first in practice, and then you see it in the ball games, and then it's validated. Once is a happening, twice is a trend, 3 times is a habit, and you gotta say this is a darn good football player.
Andrew?
Coach, what has impressed you about Penn State quarterback Sean Clifford in his first year as starter?
Yeah, he's the play is really good. I've been really impressed with his focus too. Just getting a chance to watch him on the TV copy a few times. I think he's got a really intense focus that all the really good ones have. He understands the game. I mean, he plays it. He's highly competitive. You can see it in his runs, just in his nature, just how he plays the game. And he's very talented. He's got athletic ability. He's got arm talent, and also makes really good decisions. You can see the leadership and the focus, all really positive.
Got time for a couple more. Georgia?
Jim, do you buy the notion that, especially in a new offense, it takes players sometimes a little while not to be tentative, to be completely comfortable in it? And can it take, I don't know, half a season? People expect it immediately, but is an adjustment necessary or obvious?
Adjustment. I think you could easily relate it to, your profession, anybody's profession. I mean, time on task, you gain confidence by practicing something, preparing for something, doing it with repetition, and then doing it in a game setting. Your confidence will grow.
Austin?
Jim, was Dylan available to play against Illinois if you needed him, and what's his status for this week?
Yes, he's been cleared. He was available to play against Illinois, and available this week.
Nico, Levert, any update on those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I tend not to comment on those.
Last question, Stoney.
The way you guys finished the game, is there any way what happened in the third quarter was in hindsight?
But positive, I would say positive. If I were to comment on it, it would be a positive comment.
The way you guys finished the game in a positive way, is there any way what happened in the third quarter could be like a blessing in disguise? Found out how to way to fight adversity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times in a game there's true momentum swings, but to come out playing hard and fast with great energy, the way our football team did, and how hard they played from the first snap of the game to the very last. I mean, yeah, you keep fighting, and but there was definite plays in that game that was, you know, got the momentum back to our team, and got it back, and then got it back again with another one, with a big exclamation point, and then another one. So that was, you know, it's really good to see your team do that. Best thing to see is just playing hard. If you get that, everybody doing that, then you're gonna, I mean, you can get everything else. So maybe other comments to make, but you know, it's been good. And you know, now through 6 games of our team, I mean, I feel like I come up here and, you know, talk about the same couple dozen guys every week. So you know, that's consistently good, bodes really good for your team.